Hi. Welcome in. 10 a.m. I had to run to the bathroom, so I almost missed the window there, but we're here. All right, we got a few people in the chat. All right, giddy up. That's right. How about them Yanks? 8-2 in the last 10. And really looking forward to the McLean breakdown. You know what's awesome about that is I did not watch 1 second of that game. So it'll be completely new to me when we watch that. I know we're going to have a lot of Met fans here, so we should probably watch that. I also want to watch Max Fried as well. And I really wanted to talk a little bit about this AL East, so let's get started looking at the standings. Blue Jays win, Yankees win, Red Sox win. So still 2.5 all around. Blue Jays first team to 80 in the American League. Them and Detroit, who also got there actually a couple days ago. So those teams are at 80. It's crazy that Milwaukee's up at 85. But anyway, pretty tight race there. All three teams are good. It's going to be interesting to see how that one shakes out. Detroit, 9 up. Forget that. Houston, 3 up on Seattle. Seattle keeps losing. They lost to the Rays again last night. I think we also going to have to watch Junior Caminero at some point. Got 40 pumps. 22 or 23 years old. Good morning, everybody in the chat. Milwaukee, 5 up on the Cubs. So Cubs creeping closer. Can they make that a race for the division? I don't know. Dodgers 2.5 over the Padres. Dodgers lost last night to the Pirates. There's 2 quick things to look at in that game when we get a chance. In the wild card, Texas now 1.5 behind Seattle. So that's getting awfully close. Kansas City 2.5. Tampa Bay 3.5. There was a Rays fan in the chat yesterday. We were talking about the Rays' chances. Maybe they got a chance. And yes, Mitch, I saw the thing about Framber Salazar. Apparently he gave up a grand slam, didn't like the pitch call or that the catcher told him to step off, and then intentionally crossed them up. So we're gonna actually probably hop into that first because I just need to know more. I need more details on that. If anybody wants to hit me with them in the chat, so we know what to look at. But that's spicy. Still mixed on it? All right, we're going to see. And then let me just check real quick the National League wild card. Mets won, Reds lost, so 5 games there. Actually, the Giants are now tied with the Reds. 1 game over 500. And they're 9-1 in their last 10. All right, let's go over to this game. So this was Yankees-Houston. Hold on. Brett, do I have a text message from Mitch on my phone?
Yep.
What does he say? All right, so Framber Valdez. It's the Grand Slam, Trent Grisham. From the baseball community on Reddit, there's speculation. All right, you know what? I don't want to know about any of the you need my phone back?
Yes.
Yeah, here it is. I don't need to care about the speculation. Let's just watch it ourselves. So, to set this up, Trent Grisham's going to hit a grand salami off of Framber into the Crawford boxes.
Singled and fly to center.
So we got a curveball there. Salazar throws it back. Oh, was telling him to step off. Oh, hold on. Before we even watch the pitch, watch. The catcher here, Salazar, is telling him to step off. He doesn't step off. Throws the pitch anyway. And ends up getting clipped for basically an outing crusher. 2 out, Oppo grand slam, left on left to Trent Grisham. You can see he's not happy about it. Well, let's investigate a little more. Trent's loving it, obviously. Trying to get a vision on Framber's mental state at this moment. Pure anger, pure rage, what do we got? All right, let's watch it from, see if we can see anything here. He's definitely pissed. All right, it doesn't go long enough, but then right after that, we think there's a cross up here.
Gave up 2 home runs and a start against the Dodgers at Dodger Stadium.
That's kind of a defeated sinker. 90.3 off of the pitch before, being 95.
Park against the Giants.
Just even more rare.
Nailed the crap out of him.
Come off the left.
I mean, you got pitch com. There's no way you're getting crossed up here. So he thought a breaking ball was coming, and he doesn't immediately react like to say sorry. So that makes me think he did do this on purpose. He's pissed at the catcher. He's a little bit in his feelings about giving up that grand slam. Yeah, there's zero, like, oh my, like if I hit my catcher right in the chest, I would feel bad about it, right? All right, hold on, we gotta go back to this one. This is the one. Hits him, just looks disgusted and turns around. I don't know. It's kind of a crazy thing to do. Yeah, to me it looks pretty intentional. I think they're onto something with that. You just don't cross up somebody. Also, it makes sense with the step-off thing. Like you look at here on the center field cam, right before the grand slam, watch the catcher. Hold on, watch on the brush. See, right now he's telling him to step off. See the hand here?
Sends that one to left. Altuve
Then of course he goes the ball middle.
This one, that's a
but I guess it's the catcher's fault, right?
Trent Grisham.
So, I get it, you're pissed, but you don't cross somebody up and try to hurt them.
28.
It's crazy.
Previous career high was 7.
What are you doing, man? Let's see. Let's watch it again. I don't know what happened on the first pitch. So the first pitch, he throws like a lazy 90-mile-an-hour sinker.
Gave up 2 home runs and a start against.
After he had just thrown 195.
Park against the Giants.
I mean, it is true what Josh is saying in the chat. It's not 100%. It looks intentional to me based on Framber's reaction. This happening, the cross-up, I mean, it's possible you could click the wrong button, your brain's a little scrambled, you're catching, you're a young player, you just gave up a grand slam. Like, it's possible. But, oh, Valdez after the game. He called for a curveball, but I already had in my mind that I was going to throw a sinker, so that's what I threw. That's what happened. Is that an actual quote? Is that for R? Because that's not a good reason. If you know the guy's expecting a curveball, you don't just throw a fastball down the middle. You hit the guy in the chest. And he looks, the catcher gives him the look like, you did that on purpose. I mean, you see the snap around here? Well, we need a better view of the catcher. Man, this camera angle sucks in Houston. Let's watch the catcher's head snap around. Yeah. Also, did Volpe think that was a ball? It was right down the middle.
Park against the Giants.
Just even more rare that both.
Yeah, he didn't catch it, but look at where it was. It's right down the middle. Anyway, I don't love that. I don't think that'll hurt him at all because he's still one of the best pitchers in the world, and he's a known kind of. He's known to be a little bit. Yeah, that looks great. He's known to be a little bit of a hothead at times. I mean, but you know, some of the best competitors are. I don't think you're going to hold it against a guy in free agency necessarily. I mean, he's known for this right here, this ground ball rate, 60% ground ball rate. And he posts every year and big playoff performer, all that. Anyway, that was crazy, though. You can't just be drilling people. That's wild. I didn't know about that until like a little while ago. Yeah, Martin Maldonado would have came out there. You don't do that to the... I mean, Maldonado's nickname is literally Machete. He would come out there. That would not be okay. But yeah, I mean... I know some people who played with Houston the last few years. I know that Framber is respected for his work ethic and his compete and all that, but I also know that he can be a little temperamental. Like a lot of the aces can be, so not surprising there. But that's just crazy. You don't just cross up a dude and smoke him in the chest. That's wild. All right, so let's move on. But since we're here and we're talking AL East, we can watch a little Max Fried. I know a lot of people are here for Nolan McLean, but I want to watch a little Max Fried. We'll speed watch it. We won't watch. He threw a lot of pitches, so I'm not going to watch every pitch of this. But I do think we should watch it. He finally has a good start. He's back on track. The Yankees are definitely back on track. If they can win this series, they're really looking good. I know they beat up on some bad teams recently, but 2.5 back. And now they're have a better feeling, at least in the room. So he actually starts off the game with a 4-pitch walk to Jeremy Pena, even though that was a strike. Who's this? Ramon DeJesus behind the plate?
Not called a strike.
Upcoming offseason.
Is that who that is?
This one grounded to short, could be two. Volpe bobbles it, and Pena's going to be out
a lot going on here in this first play.
On that ground.
So a walk, ground ball to Volpe, who right on cue
this one grounded to
does not field it cleanly. Does get the flip off the Jazz and gets the out, but then Jeremy Pena comes flying across the bag. Jazz doesn't make a thing of it, but he definitely didn't like it. He's like, hey, he's pretty far behind the base, but I guess he's touching the base, so you're allowed to do that. I have no problem with it. Good hard-nosed baseball. Anyway, that's the first out. Now Altuve is going to get him out with a curveball.
As he pops one up into shallow left
wow, first
field,
pitch gets him to swing at a first pitch curveball down. I like that. Yeah, sorry, Richard. We just talked about Framber a second ago. I mean, to me, it looks intentional. Obviously, I don't have 100% evidence, or I don't know that for a fact, but the fact that he looked like he had no remorse when he turned around or didn't worry about his catcher made me think there's something to that. And then Max finishes out the first inning with a strikeout. Wow, 98-1.
Fastballs and sinkers so far too.
Christian Walker, 98-1, up and away.
98 mile.
And when Max is right, his horizontal break on his fastball, borders towards perceived cut into true cut. This one's not as big, but you can see here, he doesn't get a ton of lift. It's like decent, but it's a weird shape. It's an odd shape, and he uses it really smartly. And 98-1. I mean, 98-1 from this skinny twig.
A lot of forcing
that's
fastballs
impressive.
And sinkers so far
but you're going to see later in this game,
Walker
he's just a great athlete. What does he do so well to throw 98 here? Up into the drift. I think he gets his center of mass moving very quickly. It's not one of those snappy front knees. It's not a crazy lead leg block, but I think it's just how quickly he harnesses the energy in the chain here. Nice pitch. 98. Amazing. All right, second inning. Ground out on a changeup. So now we've already seen him get outs on 3 or even 4 different pitch types for the first 4 outs of the game. This time Volpe doesn't have to think about the play. He can field it on the run, and therefore he stays in the flow state a little bit and makes the play. And it's funny, this was something that I've played with some amazing infielders, 2 in particular. You may have heard of them, Troy Tulowitzki, Nolan Arenado. They like to throw everything on the run, because even like platinum glove level fielders don't like to be stiff and stationary and have to think about everything and process everything. They just want to do everything in flow and on the move. And, that's what Tulo used to catch it and run, throw off the right foot. Then Nolan kind of learned how to do that. And so you see here on this play, Volpe is able to just come through this ball, and he makes this play very easily, whereas the other one, he had all the time in the world to sit back on it. Even though he kind of charged himself into a bad hop here, he made the play pretty easily. All right, first pitch out on a curveball. So second first pitch out on a curveball. Very odd, typically. Another play where he's in flow state there.
Another play made
beautiful
by Anthony.
Another so he's got 2 first pitch outs on curveballs. Usually you throw the first pitch curveball looking to steal a strike. Most people do not swing at first pitch 12-6 curveballs. But he's been lucky to get 2 quick outs on that in this game. And then he goes 1-2-3 in the second with a 2-0 sinker here to Cam Smith. A very weird pitch. Gets him swinging a bad pitch. He hits it over to Caballero. And now we go to the 3rd inning. He walks Dubon to start off the inning. Tough guy to walk.
That's going to be up ball.
And then he's going to hit Salazar. Poor Salazar's getting hit behind the plate. He's getting hit in the box.
Wow. He is having some serious issues with that fastball.
He's going to feel this game when he wakes up this morning, when he woke up this morning. I don't know if he's awake. These young guys, they sleep till noon. All right, so now, here's the first example of why are you trying to bunt on such a great athlete? Gold Glover on the mound.
Command issues.
To get to the top of the order, Jeremy Pena is having a great season. Swing it away, bro. Instead, he bunts a first pitch curveball, Fried's all over it, gets the lead runner.
And now Jeremy around the bunt, bunts it a little harder than
so this is a little bit, I don't know if this was strategy or not, but this is something that I really love that Zach Greinke used to do, which is, this is better on the center field cam, when he is in a bunt situation, he wanted to make the play. He was so happy that they were going to bunt because he knew that he could get to the ball and get the lead out. This is Zach Greinke I'm talking about. Max is the same way. So what Zach used to do is he used to throw the eephus curve or anything slow because he felt like it would get him an extra step or two off the mound in the break to field the play. And it kind of works out the same way here. Don't know if this was a strategy or not, but he goes slow curveball. And Max is able to pounce on this ball really easily. Like, he gets moving before the ball even is made contact with. You can see his feet. He's already starting to run as the ball's getting hit. So, anyway, if you're a great fielding pitcher and they're in a bunt situation and you know that you're a game changer with your fielding, this is not a bad strategy. Throw a slow pitch, run in there, and try to make the play and get that lead runner. I never got the lead runner ever in my career, so it would have been sick to get a lead runner one time. All right, so that's Pena, gets that out, and then Correa. 99 mile an hour fastball. My goodness, Max.
Ground ball,
just
right
blows
side.
him up,
Goldschmidt
right to Goldie.
Short for one. No throw
And they get
back
the lead out.
Pena
Jeremy doesn't think
maybe...
Anthony clipped the base, but let's see. Yeah, he touches it right there. Pena's slides have been a little aggressive in a second. I'm not mad about it, I'm just saying. And then Altuve is going to ground out here.
One run with 2 outs.
On a cutter, 97-1. So this is
on the ground.
This is really a fastball, but they graded as a cutter because the vert was low on it. But it already has like a little bit of perceived cut on it. And this is something I've been talking about with Altuve a little bit. I like pitching Altuve in, and it's a little counterintuitive because he's a pull hitter. But he's so far off the plate, right? And it's kind of a magic trick. He makes you feel like, oh, I can't reach out here. But then watch the move with the leg and the dive. Like, he gets to here. So he cuts himself completely off to the whole inside part of the plate. If you have anything running towards this guy, it's going to get in on him. When the pitch is on the outside corner, he can go dive and get the barrel to it. So that's why it's a little bit of a fake out in the box. And it took me a little while to realize this by watching tape of Jose. But fastball in, sinker in, right on right, or fastball in from a lefty is a pretty good pitch if he's not cheating to it. It's a pretty good pitch. And in this situation, Max makes a good choice and jams the piss out of Jose. Hope he's getting a lot of action in this game. And that was the end of the third. Now we go to the fourth. Christian Walker.
Sponsor named Astro.
Got no
and you can see them all throughout the city all the time. So
looks like that was a sinker down.
The Astros are just
little rollover. He had punched him out with a four-seam up the first time, so then he's utilizing both fastballs to get him out in different at-bats, different ways. Then Yanier Diaz, so a lot of ground outs for Max. All of a sudden, all the data's gone. Slow curveball gets him out front. Good guy to hit it to. McMahon. I guess Caballero came out of the... Oh, he got ejected. He got ejected early. Yeah, he got ejected early. So Mac had to come in. But Mac's a hell of a fielder. And then he's going to punch out Ramon Urias. So no data this whole inning.
1-2 pitch, swing and a miss.
In Houston, something shady going on? No way. No freaking way. This is cheese, by the way. That looks like 98 up top. Smell ya. All right, fifth inning. We're back. Cam Smith is going to get hit on a sinker. This is a front door sinker attempt. I love it.
There's a base hit. Astros on the board.
Really weird swing. Because this ball, he makes the good miss here. So when I'm trying to throw a front door sinker to opposite-handed hitter, so righty versus lefty or lefty versus righty, I like to aim like in this upper part of just off the plate in the upper part so it trends back into the zone. But that way if I miss it high, it's still in a very tough to hit location. That's actually exactly what he does here. But credit to Cam Smith, who takes a very inside-out swing and still hits it above the zone. So a bit of a weird contact there, but Cam Smith stayed tight. He's got, I don't know, he does a very weird thing with his arms, if anybody's noticed, and gets a knock. So leadoff hit there, and then Fried comes back and punches the side right after that. First it's Dubon.
Dubon goes down.
That's just a challenge hitter, middle, and his pitch was better than you. And then Salazar, poor guy, he's getting hit by pitches, he's striking out, he's getting crossed up intentionally by his pitcher.
Salazar goes
sweeper. Interesting, Max definitely drops the arm angle on this sweeper. This move here, this pull off to get the arm outside, that's not his typical stroke. But again, I think this is overblown. People can't really see this stuff, and he gets an absolute, like, just brutal swing. All right, Jeremy Pena now. So back to the top of the order. Gonna get him with the changeup. So first out this game on a changeup at a beauty. So punches out the side in the 5th. Look at this ball trend towards the strike zone right there. So you got to swing, and then it just gives out. Plus, he's been throwing you upper 90s fastballs like at the top of the zone that move in on you. So Max had it all working yesterday. Maybe the blister has finally kind of subsided. All right, 6th inning. Correa is going to lead it off with a first pitch hit on a changeup. Interesting.
Carlos Correa lines one.
Gets it off the end, so it did have him out front just enough. Ooh, look at Big G playing the outfield. Holds him to the single. Giancarlo's got a pretty good and accurate arm, so you can't just run, but good swing by Correa there. First pitch changeup. Weird to be on time with that, but I guess he was. Didn't get it off the end as much as I thought. Now we got Altuve. Ooh, they're going to go sinker here. Ooh, gets him to swing off the plate. Goldie lays out. Ooh, narrowly gets that out. Good play.
And he gets the out there. Correa.
Good swing by Jose. You know you have this hole right here wide open. Look at that. You drive a truck right through there. So he's just trying to slap it over there. Unfortunately, Goldie pounces on this nicely. And the Yankees were able to get an out of that. So man on second, 1 out. And Walker. I think this is maybe the run. Changeup. So he's definitely going to the changeup a lot now. Third time through.
Falling quickly, and that's going to be down for
ball's kind of blooped in there. Correa got a bad read on it. So he goes to third, first and third. Walker will take it, but he's not thrilled. And then down near Diaz.
Ground ball,
ooh, little third. Cutter in to McMahon over to Jazz. So that's why the run scores. They can't get 2 on that, but this is a good pitch. 0-2. He's going for the strikeout here. He's trying to get into the dead zone. He doesn't quite get there. Leaves it a little bit in a hitter-ish area. Yeah, on the plate, but he does chop it to third. And in this situation, you're just looking for an out. You'll sacrifice the run all day long. So 2 outs, and then Ramon Urias. Gonna fly out on a slider. Haven't seen many of these. Bullet slider. So he's gotten you out with 6 different pitch types in this game. Nice play. All right, and then the 7th inning, they did send him back out with like 90-something pitches. And once again, another crazy play. He walks Cam Smith on a 9-pitch at-bat. So I thought at this point Booney was probably going to yank him at pitch 95. And then he even gives up a single to Dubon right after that. Now, they do have a 5-run lead. But usually you let the first 2 guys on in the 7th. Despite how it happened, I mean, that's an infield hit and a walk. Usually get pulled. And then Cesar Salazar. So you've been hit in the chest. You've been hit in the back. You've been embarrassed with a sweeper. And now they have you bunt on Max Fried for some reason. And you pop it up just enough for Max to make a double play.
And that's going to be a double play.
Salazar had a tough night. He really did. He really, really did. Let's see if he gets a good jump off the mound here again. Sweeper. Well, it just sort of plays into where he's going. And this is also an interesting call. All right, so when a lefty's going to throw, he's going to fall off to the mound to this side, right? Because he's going to naturally rotate that way. Typically, you would want to drop down a bunt to the third baseman here because you want to force the third baseman to make the play which leaves third base wide open. The runners can move up. The throw has nowhere to go but to first, and you did your job. But in this situation, the pitcher, like I noted before, Max, is falling off to that side. So his momentum's already taking him into fielding this ball. And then the mistake that Salazar makes is he doesn't get the ball down the line. He kind of pops it to right here. And Max is like a cat off the mound. And he makes this play. And really smooth with the slide. And then the presence of mind to not just chuck it to second, to double check first base. And the runner on first got way too aggressive down the line. He gets all the way out to here. And then Max just throws an absolute perfect strike to Goldie for the double play. And that saved his outing. I mean, he's having a great outing anyway. But I'm not sure what we were doing there. Did that come from the manager? Or is Cesar Salazar just all messed up, all domed up, trying to do something? I don't know. And then Max got his last out on a 2-speed down curveball.
Be active tomorrow. Ball on the ground is short. Volpe
Will
make the play across.
Good throw, inning over, 7 innings. Let's see how we use his pitches in this game. I feel like he got back to using everything again, but definitely leaned hard on the curveball. But that's just off of the outs I saw. So let's see. Actually, curveball barely at all, but he threw a little bit of everything. This is impressive. 19 four-seamers, 17 sinkers, 15 changeups, 14 cutters, 12 unknowns. Oh, that's that 1 inning. So that's, you can split those up. And then 11 sweepers, 11 curveballs, and 2 sliders, 2 bullet sliders. That's crazy. So let me just demonstrate real quick the difference in the movement between his four-seam and his sinker and why he has pretty good, like why these pitches work really well as a combo. So for one thing, the four-seam averaged 96.3 and the sinker 94.2. So they're both fast. The sinker is about 2 miles an hour slower, but they're both fast. And then on vertical break, the four-seam averages 13. On induced vertical break, the four-seam averages 17 and the sinker 5. That's 12-inch difference. So he's got one pitch going like this and one pitch dropping 12 inches more on the way to the plate. And then horizontal, the four-seam only averaged 4, so it's barely running to the arm side. It looks more like straight, like a perceived cut a little bit. And then the sinker is actually moving to the arm side at 12. So that's why those two pitches are great. They're similar in speed and they move wildly different directions. Really hard to cover both. Really, really hard to cover both. So that's why I really like what the Yankees have done with him and Rodon with adding these sinkers. And normally guys who are great four-seam pitchers cannot create induced vertical break of like low single digits. So they're doing something with a one-seam grip over there, something with the seam effects that's driving the ball down. It's very impressive to see it actually implemented into the games. It's one thing to have information, it's another thing to actually implement it. How do you do on whiffs? 5 whiffs on 11 swings on changeup. That's amazing. It's also crazy he got 11 swings on 15 changeups thrown. To be expected, only 1 whiff on sinker, 2 on four-seam, 1 on cutter, 1 on sweeper, 1 on curveball. So he ends up with 13 whiffs, which is pretty good. Got a lot of ground balls in this game. And overall, I'd say that was a positive sign for the Yankees. They are definitely looking good in the AL East, as this race is going to get really tight here in September. All right, let me head over for the chat for a second, because we got a lot of action, I think, in the chat here. I got to go back a little while. All right, so I see somebody helped out Eyes on the Insides about the Dugout app. All right, good. I'm glad, GR Reed, I appreciate your comment. I'm glad you're here. My wife's in the chat. Glad she's here. Data thrown into the garbage can. Yeah, it's just, I'm just making a little friendly garbage can joke, little cheating joke on Houston's behalf. I feel like we deserve to do that. I'm definitely going to do McLean. I can jump right over to that. I wanted to quickly look at some AL East stuff before I jumped into McLean. Favorite catcher to work with. My numbers with Nito were outstanding, as my wife says there. Valdez did that on purpose. I agree. I don't understand the catch. I don't understand the catcher bunting there. Salazar, he had a tough night though. I'm going to try to give him a pass. All right, so we got people hanging out. All right, let me quickly do my Blue Jays stuff. and my Red Sox stuff. It's not a full game like the Yankees. And then we can go watch McLean, and we can just really get into McLean. Okay, so last night, Toronto played a crazy game against the Reds, 12-9. Just want to watch some of the offense because they have 3 guys that are really electric right now. Reds and Jays. And they went full bullpen game. So Scott Barlow started this game as the opener, and George Springer clips him with on a sweeper. Springer's been unreal. What a bounce back year. You cannot leave your sweeper down in there. And then he also homers later, I believe. Springer had a good game. So homer off Barlow, single off Suter. Up and in, lets himself get jammed. Flips it out to right. Kind of gets lucky with that no man's land hit. We see that hit all the time. All the time. But you got to give the hitter some credit for that. And then this is the next homer. This is off Suter as well. That down in spot is a no fly right now for George. He's getting right there. He's getting the scoop to it. Hitting that ball really high too. 108.2 at 36. George Springer is one of those speed power combo guys that the game's kind of built on, really, on the superstar level. The speed power combo. You know, you're thinking Mike Trout, Ellie De La Cruz, Bobby Witt, Shohei. Speed plus power. Coming out of UConn. Played with my good buddy Scott Oberg at UConn for a few years. Was a slam dunk first round pick. Slam dunk, huge prospect. World Series champion with the Astros. And he's having a huge bounce back year at 35. I thought the speed was gone, but it's not. Then Vlad had 3 hits. So let's watch Vlad's hits. Vlad's a good hitter, not just a power hitter. Another guy getting beat on the inside, understanding where his holes are. We just talked about this in the other game with Altuve when you got a man holding on first. I mean, look at the hole here. So good hitters are going to use that. Vlad allows himself to get jammed, refuses to pull off that ball, hits it through the hole. Second at bat, he's going to get a hit off this dude, Zach Maxwell, 99.2. This time it's in off the plate, but he's on the fastball. Gets jammed, but gets it in the air over the infield. So this is where power helps in a contact kind of way. You're strong enough to get jammed and get it over the infield. And then he's going to get a hit here versus San Martin on a changeup.
12-5 Mets throttle the Tigers in Motown. Broken bat.
Another one just using the whole field. So Vlad did it in this game with 3 very low exit velo hits. But that's something that I really love about Vlad's game. There's a lot of contact in it. And I think that helps him, like, you know, even when he's slumping, he's still getting knocks. He's not all power or nothing. You know, very similar to Bichette. Bichette's got that 2-strike approach. So I think that might have rubbed off on Vlad a little bit over the years. Bichette did clip Suter here on a changeup. Tough day for Suter. That ball gets out. 103.8 at 24, but in Cincinnati, ball flies. Yeah, I feel you, brother. Change up down. What a weird swing, huh? So all 3 of those guys are clicking. On top of that, Alejandro Kirk is clicking. So the offense is there. They got Bieber on the mound tonight. Right now, the Blue Jays are running out a rotation of Bieber, Bassett, Scherzer, Gausman, and Barrios. That is really, really strong. And that's why I still give them a chance. I know it's a little harder sometimes to be the hunted team. And right now they're the hunted team because they're in first place. But I definitely like the way their roster has shaped up down the stretch. Varsho is a good piece. He's an incredible defender. He hits a homer in this game, giving them a little bit more balance with a lefty that can bang a little bit, as well as Addison Barger's been a good hitter for them. Even though Tommy Pham doesn't seem to be a fan of his. Damn, that was crushed. 109.5. Dalton Varsho. Short little guy, but this ball's thumped. Damn, just straight barrel. This Reds athletic trainer right here, he's just like, this is not going great for us. Check out this reaction. Anyway, I just want to point out the Jays are in a good spot. Their weakness is their bullpen. That's the thing that they have to get figured out here in the last month. That's the thing that will take them to the next level. You know, Hoffman, Dominguez, Varland, Lauer, Tate all pitch in this game. There's also Little. They got to get some guys rolling there. I think I left out on a homeboy that pitched really good up until yesterday. I can't think of it right now. Righty. So that's the Blue Jays. Then there was the Red Sox game. Red Sox played Cleveland as they continue to be in the exact same spot as the Yankees, 2.5 behind Toronto. They have really good vibes. It's undeniable when you watch a Red Sox game right now. The vibes are crazy. And then watch this little rally they get against one of the best relievers in the game, Cade Smith. He comes in to shut this game down in the 8th. 7-7, man on first, 2 outs. And they just kind of feed off the crowd here. Nate Eaton, little blooper to right. Big Christmas can't get to that one, so he gets the first and third, sets up a showdown with Bregman. Actually, we can watch both pitches because I was like, what's Bregman going to be on? You have no choice with Cade but to be on the fastball, so he spits on that first fastball. Second pitch is actually a splitter, but he's way out ahead of it because he's on the heater. But it kind of works out. Ramirez tries to make the play. Bregman just quick enough to keep that alive. Squeaks ahead the go-ahead run. First and second. The crowd was really egging on the Sox last night too. Like when you watch the Red Sox games right now, you can feel that Fenway crowd. Then Duran comes up, 3-pitch at bat. Let's watch that. You've got to be on the fastball versus Cade Smith. It's one of the best fastballs in the game. Huge extension, 7.4 here. Huge velocity. This is 98. But he was definitely a little rattled by the atmosphere, I think. Gotten himself into some bad counts. And then Duran's like determined to get the head out on this ball. And even though he's jammed, he gets the head out and gets rewarded. Pulls that ball down into right field. Everybody's running. Duran flies into second and third. Fenway's electric. They're doing the airplane thing. And then Story comes up, and he wastes no time, and I freaking love this approach. He's all over the heater, and he takes it with him to right field, drives it in the gap. And Cade Smith, 4 batters faced, all 4 reach. Story's flying to second. Here comes his airplane. So happy for Trev. He's been feeling it this year after being hurt for quite a while and struggling in Boston. He's really found himself this year, and it's awesome to see. Such a good dude, such a great athlete. And when he uses the whole field, forget about it. So the Red Sox have the vibes. They get to give Chapman the night off. They go ahead and take care of that. And all 3 teams in the AL East are winners last night. That sets us up as we are here on September. What's today? September 3rd. September 3rd, 2.5. It's a 3-team race. They're all going to play each other. It's going to be pretty cool to watch how this one plays out. So maybe in the chat, who do we like? Who do we like in the division, American League East, right now? Obviously, I have a little bit of a dog in the fight. I need the Yankees to win the World Series so the old boy can get a ring. Because, yes, I would get a ring for my 4 outs or 5 outs or whatever I recorded this year. But at the same time, in terms of who I think is the best team here, it's tough. I think the Blue Jays have the best rotation. I think the Red Sox probably have the best bullpen. I think all 3 teams have good offenses. Who's going to play the best in the tight games? Who's going to be the most clutch? Well, I tend to favor Alex Cora teams in those intricate moments. I feel like he creates a very good atmosphere for good fundamental baseball. And I feel like those teams play gritty ball. His teams play gritty ball in big moments. So I'm favoring the Red Sox a little bit there, but I don't know. It's going to be awfully close. We got a lot of stuff in the chat. A lot of opinions in the chat here. Obviously, we got some Red Sox fans. Red Sox look the hottest. Red Sox, Blue Jays. We got some Yankees. Yankees defense still sketches me out for the tight game. That's kind of my feeling. Well, Bueller just went to the Phillies. So now Buehler is going to be probably a Philly reliever, I think, or maybe a starter. I don't know how they're going to work that. Yeah, so I can see even the Yankee fans are a little nervous about their team in the clutch, which I get. All right, well, it's time. You know what time it is. It's time to watch Mr. Nolan McLean. Sorry I delayed this so much today. I know that this is what the people seem to really want, is to watch the young guys cook. So we're going to watch the young guys cook. Nolan McLean. Now, let's just get a brief glimpse into what the pitch mix was before I watch it. 27 sinkers, 23 sweepers, 17 four seams, 11 curveballs, 7 changeups, 5 cutters. So I think his best 2 pitches are curveball and sweeper and then sinker, but he also threw 17 four seams. Now, the odds are he faced a lot of lefties in this game. Detroit has a lot of good lefties. Lightning McLean. I love that. I love that. All right, so we're going to watch all the pitches. It's 90 pitches. Bear with me. We're 41 minutes in. But I think Nolan McLean has proven one thing, is that he deserves a full watching and a full we need to breathe it in a little bit. This is phenom stuff. This doesn't happen every day, and it's very exciting. So McLean versus the first place Detroit Tigers. I know he gives up some runs in the first, but whatever. Let's get into it. Colt Keith. Starting him with a sinker.
Crew, that is great.
Already the sinker shape's ridiculous. 0.4 vert. That's like a splitter changeup, really good changeup, and 20. So it's just a strike one, but hey, on an analytical level, this guy's gross.
And our graphics crew, that is great.
Sinker away, gets the call, even though it's off the plate. He's got Terens behind the plate for him, and then he's going to go sinker again. Pulled pretty hard, back-to-back sinkers. And Pete with a hell of a play. Tackle it, Pete! But McLean, look how smooth and calm Nolan McLean is covering first here. Zero rush in his game, and we're underway, 1 out. So sinker to Cole Keith first time. Gleyber Torres.
Try to will it into existence.
Sweeper.
500
Front door. Strike 1. Sweeper again. Ooh, leg pause.
From McLean, the former...
This is the first leg pause we've seen. I don't know if I would have broke this out yet, but it's interesting that he knows that this can work. And why would you do this? Watch Gleyber. Everybody's gonna watch McLean, but this is why you do it. Watch Gleyber. He comes up with the leg. When the pause happens, he has to put his leg down, and then he has to reload. Very tough to do with a leg kick. This is something I used to do to Luke Voit. I would just go really slow, because Luke Voit had that leg kick where you would kind of lift it up off the ground and sweep it out front and hold it above the ground. I felt like if I could get him to not do that, the power was gone. So even though it's a ball, now he's put a little something in Gleyber's mind here. So sweeper, here comes the sinker. Probably in. Nope, they're going away. And he paints it back door. Perfect pitch. So everything's been away so far. 2 sweepers away, sinker away. Great pitch, damn. Gotta go for the sweeper again.
Both pretty good. That's the sweeper.
Really good take. So Gleyber didn't really care too much about that fastball. He's staying on the breaking ball. And this is a hell of a pitch for you not to swing at.
That's the sweeper. The curveball.
So then he's going to go curveball. This is what he does a lot too, I've noticed.
Popping out with that baseball throw.
Oh! That was gross. The ability to throw both the sweeper and the curveball at an elite level with true separation in their shape. Like, this has negative 12 vert on it, making it a curveball. And it has almost as much horizontal, negative 16.5, as the sweeper does. So you see spin, and it's also 3,000 RPMs. And the faster that a ball's spinning, the more blurry it becomes. Really, once you get over, like, I think it's like 2,600 or 2,700 RPM, the ball's pretty blurry, and it becomes a lot harder to track color or seam or shape or whatever, or really anything. It's just like a blurry, spinny thing. And so he's throwing one pitch that's going left and one pitch that's going down. So this one pops a little more in, and Gleyber's like, oh, that's the sweeper, and then he's way over this pitch.
Popping out with that baseball throw.
And nowhere near it. So that's a deadly combo and ridiculously impressive. His stuff is ridiculous. All right, then he's going to walk Kerry Carpenter, so let's watch that. This is probably This is definitely one of the hitters I'm most curious to see how he attacks them. Kerry Carpenter rakes righties. I faced him this year, actually. And we have a similar mix, you know, me and McLean. His is a lot nastier, but same ideas. You know, sweepers, curveball, sinkers, four seams, whatever. But, so he goes sweeper, sweeper. Sweeper is definitely the pitch he likes to throw for strikes, as we've noted in the first couple games we've seen. So that's a 2-0 sweeper. Gets the swing, but a foul.
2-1.
2-1, pulls it in.
But he throws across his
now a
body,
3-1 sinker.
Set up way over on the third base side.
Even though that's down, he gets the call. Good catch by Luis. And then 3-2 sweeper. So if there's one trend that I want to stick in our minds a little bit as we move forward watching this guy, it does seem when he needs to throw a strike, he throws a sweeper a lot. Like probably 80% of the time. So that's something I would be noticing if I was an opponent. But it hasn't hurt him yet, so there's a walk of Kerry Carpenter and then another walk of Riley Green.
Who we saw yesterday.
This is also a big test for him with all the lefties in the lineup. There's the first four-seam, very good location. Riley Green, steepest swing in the game, so you got to pitch him four-seam up. Also, this is a typical arm side miss for Nolan. With a breaking ball, when he does miss, it seems to be just pops out of his hand a little early. All right, 1-1, needs a strike, goes to the sweeper. Gets the call, even though that's off the plate. Now he's going to go to the put away the curve.
Pretty much the whole way. And that
leaves it right.
Anyways.
Front door sinker attempt. I like it. After all the spin. And he would have had him. Actually, he did make the pitch. That's a strike. But this fooled even the umpire. All right, so this is good sequencing. First four pitches are away, 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 away. Right? And then you switch the sides of the plate. You have the hitter's attention. And you throw something ball to strike. That's what he tries to do here. Actually does it. Doesn't get the call. But hell of a sequence. And then 3-2. What does he need to do? He needs to throw a strike. So he's going sweeper.
Carpenter runs and
down.
That is low.
All right, so he's missed a little bit on his breaking balls. Seems like that is, you know, you're trying to look at what does it look like when this guy's going to struggle, because the stuff's incredible. And when he's ahead in the count, you got no shot. So it's like behind in the count, he's a little predictable throwing sweepers. Sometimes he leaves them to the arm side. Okay. And then he's going to give up a hit to Torkelson here. And this is how some of the runs start to score. First pitch sweeper.
Here's Torque.
Leaves it arm side again. So that's something that I think if there's any room for improvement, it's one pitch adjustments on the sweeper. See, he didn't make it there again. Gets the 2-0. And now I think if you're Torkelson, you're kind of eliminating this pitch right now, and you're probably going to get on a sinker. So I would imagine a sinker's coming here. 2-0. Correct, sinker.
Left side. That's a base hit.
Kind of uppercuts through that ball, rolls it through the hole. 93.5, just hit it in a really good location. Actually, a pretty good pitch. 2-0, I mean, granted, you got to throw a strike here. You kind of lost it on your sweeper a little bit for a moment. The sinker's an elite pitch. 2.8 vert on this one, so I don't mind him throwing this at all. But a good swing by Torque, and he puts it through the hole, and that's baseball. 1 run scores. And then we get to Wenzel Perez.
20 innings coming in.
So this is like the first kind of hiccup we've seen from him, really, honestly, for an extended period, 3 or 4 batters. So sinker away and then right to the curve. Good swing. Smacks it into right, and then I think they get an out on this somehow. Yeah, Torrens throws behind, and Detroit runs himself out of a potential bigger inning, but they do get 2. You know, in this curveball, it's nasty, but this is like probably the one location you're going to give up a hit on it if a guy's hunting you on a back door and it catches a little too much plate. So a good swing by Perez. Give Perez credit on that. So that's the first inning where he gives up the 2 runs, and I'm pretty sure that's it after that. He's going to settle in here really soon. Starts off the second inning with a walk to McKinstry. Sinker strike. That's really, I'm wondering how he's throwing that.
It's a rite of passage, Jason.
Sinker strike, 4-seam away strike. So he's already benefited from a few really good frames by Torrens. And then right to the curveball with 2 strikes. I don't know how you take that. They don't think he can take it again. They throw another one. This time he overcooks it.
He starts it inside. It could be the swing back, too.
Now we'll switch to the sweeper.
See, that's
gets the swing, but he hits it foul. 4-seam up. Little too high. And then he's going to go sinker, front door sinker. A little too low and away. So another walk, so third walk. Gets himself off to a little bit of a rough start here in the second, as Dingler's going to get a hit too. So I guess this is what it looks like, huh? This is what it looks like when he's not rolling, just not throwing strikes and guys are getting takes. That's a really nice sinker there. That would have been a double play had he swung at that.
There goes McKinstry. Throw down to second base. Is in time.
Oof.
He is out.
So McKinstry is hosed by Terens, who is #1 in the game at throwing runners out. This is awesome. It's a really good view of it too. Nolan hits him with a beautiful backdoor sinker here for a strike.
There goes McKinstry.
And LT just right on the bag to Beatty. Sick play. So there's one out. That was huge. Because like Dingler's going to get a hit in this inning on a sweeper. We'll just skip to the last pitch of this at bat.
Oh, that breaking ball.
That's like the first right on right good swing I've seen on a sweeper, but you know, 7-pitch at bat. It wasn't quite to the corner. He still hit it off the end. Only 85 off the bat, so that means he hit the ball at the end and just kind of dropped it in. And then I think he gets really rolling here. All right, Trey Sweeney. You cannot run on LT. He's got a freaking bazooka. He actually changed the whole Mets situation when he came over, when he came up last year from the minor leagues. If you recall, in 2024 with the Mets, we started with Narvaez and Nito behind the plate because Alvarez got hurt. This is a good changeup. First changeup we've seen. -5-3. Again, I'm just not used to seeing this, so he's definitely kicking that change. But that's ridiculous drop. And he throws it off of a sinker. But even off of this sinker, because this had a lot of actually vert for him, 8.6, so 13-inch separation. You have no choice but to hit the top of the ball. That's what Trey Sweeney does here. Also good location down below. 0-1, you can throw a strike ball. Strike ball, he does that beautifully. Double play. I mean, should have been a double play, but he only gets the one out. And then he'll finish the inning with Colt Keith. Now, you remember, he started Colt Keith the first time sinker. Wow, his changeup is nasty. -2.7. Strike, and then he goes to the sweeper. Honestly, he has 4 premium pitches. And the 4-seam, even though it's not premium, I think for what he uses it for, it's awesome. But he's got 4 premium pitches. Changeup, sinker, and both breaking balls. And this is a front door sinker paint. And he's going to go back to the changeup here.
That's why. Because they got to swing back to go with it.
So he's identified Colt Keith as more of a high ball hitter. They've been working him sinkers and changeups. So it's really good execution off of a plan. All right, third inning, Glaber. Starts him with the 4, which I like. Trying to steal a strike when you think he's not swinging. He doesn't get it. So he's going to double up. And again, the 4 is not a great shape, but 97.
The first time you met them,
I'll take a bad shape 97. Then he gets right back to his sweepy. Glaber, really, sweeper's a great pitch to him. He pulls off that. Right to Vientos, 1 out there. All right, Kerry Carpenter at bat number 2. Let's see how he attacks it. Front door sinker, first pitch. Ball.
So just stuff like
that. Try that again. Well, they tried it away this time. Pulled it in the zone for a strike. So taking all the way, we get to 1-1. Switches fastball type to go up with it. Good call. Ends up getting the take. Now, what does this take tell us as a pitcher? It's a pretty easy take. There's no trigger. Let's look where the ball comes out. It tells us 1 or 2 things. 1, he's not looking for a fastball. He's looking for spin. So if you're looking for spin off of Nolan, you're looking for something to pop up away from him. So you'd be looking for anything to... Oh, come on. Give me my pencil back. You'd be looking for anything to pop around here because that would all trend towards the strike zone. If it's low, you consider it low. The other way of possibly reading this is that he thought this was another sinker and that it had such good movement that that would drop out of the zone. And when it was a fastball, he was left kind of watching it sail through the zone. So it's one of those two. For my money, my read, he's looking for a breaking ball.
Right? Like,
so anyway, he takes the fastball there, gets the 1-2.
Because it was over.
They go changeup though.
I saw him at the breakfast buffet.
Nasty changeup again. -3.5 on the changeup, but the issue why he doesn't get the swing here is he just pulls this ball a little bit too much in. He started the trigger. It also bites so early and so nasty. That's a pretty good take.
Saw him at the breakfast.
Drop on this change is ridiculous. I agree, Gyro. Now sinker attempt. They're going to go front door.
Detroit and grew up in
That was a
this
little
area
bit of a
in
dangerous
Michigan.
pitch right after the changeup, but still has really good action. And I
Love the
still
fact
think
that
Kerry
you're
Carpenter's
from
on a breaking
Detroit
ball.
and grew up in this area
Able to
in
stay alive
Michigan.
there and fight it.
And
And you know what? They read it too. They don't give him a
Another
breaking ball the
cool
whole
thing
at bat.
is-
They go
is,
fastball up
you
here
know, like
and
the
doors
guys
him.
from
Great
Europe.
pitch. He showed him all the pitches with the drop, the changeup, the sinker, over and over again in this at bat. Sinker, sinker. 1-4 seam that got taken. Changeup and sinker. So 4 out of the first 5 pitches with incredible drop on him, and nothing in the top of the zone. And then he throws him a pitch that he has to swing at near the top. This 4 seam, and you just can't cover that.
The guys from
And you can go
Europe
sit in the
and
truck.
we-
All right, so Carpenter strikes out. Now Riley Green.
It's very special to have ties here and share that.
Riley
with other
Green
guys on our
also a
team.
very scoopy swing,
Two down,
so
here's
he's going to
Riley
attack
Green.
him
Where do you like
probably with
sitting?
spin and 4 seams.
That is, it's beautiful.
Going
down
change
there.
up here though,
You guys
1-0.
spoiled
Really
that.
leaning more into the
I think,
changeup.
you left me tickets.
So 2 back-to-back.
So thank-
Arm side misses
used to
there,
come to games
and then he's
with
going to go
as a
sinker. This is a
kid,
dangerous pitch.
I was actually thinking about that when I was driving.
Very
down.
dangerous pitch. He ends up getting away with it because it had
Snacks,
exceptional
snacks,
run. It got off the end of the barrel at
Dylan.
18.6, and also the
used to come to
0.2
games
vert.
as a kid,
So this is where the
I was
metrics
actually
saved
thinking
him.
about that when I was driving
But you don't
down.
want to be throwing 2-0 sinkers
Snacks, your own
for
snacks
strikes
and-
to Riley Green. That bat
Dylan.
path is usually all over that. But that's the end of the third. All right, the fourth, Torkelson.
That it's been great
Starting
to
him with
do
a 4
this
seam,
with
probably
somebody
expecting a
like
take.
McLean and learn
Also,
from him.
Torkelson
He's
hit a
the
sinker the
kind
first
of
time.
guy that you wanna
So I
be
think that
around.
makes a lot of sense as well here. Guy gets a hit off your sinker, switch fastball types the next time. In case he
This
swings,
with
he's probably not
somebody
on
like
it.
McLean and learn
But they're
from
also
him. He
expecting
said
a take,
he's
gets the
kind of
strike.
that. Teammates feel that
Ooh,
the
now he's gonna
exact
double up
same
on the
way.
4 seam.
And he said he also pushes
Go a little
Tom
higher with
to
it,
break
probably.
out of his shell a little bit as
Ooh,
he's
kind of gets away with one there, not going to lie. Misses down in.
Fly ball to center, and
That's the fly out. And then Wencel Perez, 3-pitch
and then they
strikeout.
come up together and they
We'll
start
start him
moving
with
up
a
the system
sinker.
together, and now they're here. That's what
He
Mets-
hit a
Mets
curveball
fans
last time
do.
for a hit.
The politest, nicest
Here comes a
kid I've
cutter
met. He
up
shook
in.
everybody's
Not a
hand
very
that was in
often
that
used
clubhouse
pitch for
at the
McLean,
beginning
but
of the interview.
really good execution in terms of getting it to the corner. You see Wencel has to try to get there, but he can't extend his arms. They're all tied up in here. Foul ball. So now he's 0-2 off of a sinker and a cutter, and he's going to go to the
To even make
changeup
it
for the
to the big
strikeout.
leagues on a playoff contending team.
swing and miss.
Didn't mean to throw it there, but that was devastating and got an emergency hack out of Perez
Playoff
here.
contending team.
So there's the punchy. Nice job. And then he'll finish out the inning with McKinstry.
Balls in that sinker.
Sinker away. Sweeper
What's always
back door, a
amazed
little
me
high
about-
and away. So 2-0.
The ones with less movement.
The
tend to
old
stay in the
2
strike
outs,
zone.
nobody
See,
on. You immediately go
tons of
2-0.
movement, it's a
Pitching
ball.
coaches hate
Call a
this.
strike, but it
It's
was
human
a ball.
nature though, and then he gets bailed out with a strike here.
Movement,
He's gotten at
stay in
least
the
4 or
strike zone.
5
See?
from Terren,
Tons
so I
of
want to give
movement,
Terren
it's a
some
ball.
credit during
Call
this
a
outing.
strike, but it was
Family barbecue.
And then 2-1 cutter. This
On
is not a
Nolan
good choice.
McLean. Here is the first
Doesn't get the
paragraph of
swing,
story
kind of
wrote
an
by
accidental backdoor, but this was a dangerous pitch.
On
I do
Nolan
not like this
McLean,
pitch
here's
call.
the
I do not
first
like throwing cutters
paragraph of a
that have
story
to
wrote
be
on
inside the
Yahoo.
box and hitters counts right on left. Too much damage
6'3",
possibility there,
220
but it
pounds.
doesn't matter because it works
Nolan
for him,
McLean
and
in
he
a
gets to the
nutshell.
2 strikes and throws
And
another great
he
changeup.
has
Now this is a really good
quiet 1,
changeup,
2,
especially
3.
off that cutter. They both kind of pop in a similar location. That cutter kind of backspun. It's a little higher than it, but it kind of backed up a touch and got to here. And then the changeup, you'll see where this ball ends up on the drop. So 2 balls that pop in similar locations, and they have this big delta between them. So it's a really nice
Nolan
pitch.
McLean in a
Also, his
nutshell.
changeup, like I said,
He
it's a plus pitch.
has a quiet 1, 2, 3, 4.
So that is it for the 4th, and then I know in the 5th he destroys everybody. So let's watch this.
Once
Let's
again
watch this
tomorrow,
really good
110
5th inning.
first pitch.
Dylan Dingler.
Dylan Dingler
Ooh,
swings
4 seam
through a
up away,
fastball.
gets
I mean,
the
there's
swing
a
through.
movement
Classic
in the- in
backup
the
catcher trying to swing at the
sinker.
first pitch.
has even more horizontal plane. See the 4 seam there.
Doubles
it's
up
got
on the
a
4
little bit of
seam.
movement.
So now he's going more to the
4 seam
4.
and the sinker.
Interesting. 0-2.
breaking balls.
Curveball. Almost gets
Check
him.
swing.
Slightly misses arm side. Sweeper, I would have definitely called that off
70
that.
tonight for McLean
Just
is
down with
low,
it. If he
2
gets it
balls,
away, he's
2
getting the swing
strikes.
there
The
all day.
Tigers
He's
had
probably going to circle back to a
But don't
fastball
miss
here,
when
yeah.
he was leaving it out over the plate. But you didn't see him
Oof,
throw
high
a lot
heater.
more than if he wants.
Oh,
And then
just
that was
buried.
gross. So this is how it works the other direction. So in this at bat, he's throwing him 3 4-seams, right? One had 13 vert, one had almost 14, and then one had 12, and they're all right before this pitch, right? So all those pitches have movement that's basically perceived to kind of be flat or slightly upward. So a lot of times, the way it would play out in my at-bats is I would go sinkers early and 4-seams late. So I'm showing them sinky stuff, droppy stuff, and then carry stuff at the end. It can work the other direction too. He's showing him 3 fastballs in this at-bat that have some sort of carry, and then he throws this sinker that's at -1, which means extreme drop. It's also about the same speed, 94.5. So he thinks he's getting a 4-seam here,
If he wants.
and this ball just bottoms out. And you got no shot.
Buries
This
that
is one of the best
sinker.
pitches he's thrown all night. It starts this high. So you got to swing at it. You got to honor it. And then watch this. Boop.
Oh, and he just buries that
Golly.
sinker.
Nasty. So that's the first strikeout of the inning. Second strikeout, Trey
Voice
Sweeney.
balls. If you could just, it's moving too much. Don't swing.
Sinker,
That
middle,
pitch
middle.
there.
This is why you always just throw middle, middle right away with nobody on and a 4-run lead. Even though this isn't a great pitch, you're going to be able to work from here.
Don't swing.
You went right at him. You got 0-1. You didn't get clipped.
That pitch
It's
there.
fine.
Instead,
Now he
you're-
switches
you're
to the
out.
4. Probably go up with it.
Good try.
Yep. Now he gets over the
There's the
barrel.
four
So if he
seam.
was
So now-
if he was a little under the sinker, he's sure to be under the 4. Sure to be under the 4.
Good try.
That was always my thinking.
There's
So
the
that's
four
beautiful.
seams.
0-2. And now
A
you
third
go to the banger.
0-2. Downstairs.
How do you not swing at that? Dude, this has so much drop. It's spinning so fast. I think I'm just going to say he was so fooled that he didn't swing.
New.
Oh,
And you're
but he'll
like,
get him
oh,
to swing
there's
at this one.
always a new model.
Oh no, he'll just throw it again and
That's
freeze him.
strike
That was
3 on a
disgusting
curveball,
too.
And it's because
Oh, another backdoor. The angle doesn't show you that this is a little bit backdoor, but my God.
and you're like, oh, there's always a new model.
Oh, so that's 2 punches in the
That's-
inning. And then now we got Colt Keith. So back to the top of the
Like
order
a
for the
nuclear
third time
facility.
here.
So
Sweeper
true.
down ball. Double up on that.
First
Sweeper
base,
yanked
foul.
foul. He's pitched him mostly with sinkers and
Full
changeups
menu.
this game. So now he goes 3 sweepers in a row to start off this outing. This inning. This at bat. Sorry, I'm an idiot. 2-1. 4 sweepers in a row. Fouled it off. I guarantee he doesn't
Like
throw a
that.
sweeper now. Sweeper, 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 sweeper. So I think he's going to go either curveball or front door sinker. Oh, it's the sinker. It's got to be front door. I bet this is
Yeah, that
really
thing's
good.
going nuts. Oh,
Oh, he gets the
What is
he gets the
that?
happy
What
accident.
was-
So he's going for the front door. As you can see, the target. This is why I love this pitch so much. Sometimes it just keeps going, and that's what happens here. This ball just takes off, and Colt runs out of bat.
What?
So
What is that?
nasty there.
What was that?
Punches out the side in the 5th in pretty dominant fashion. And let's watch how he closes out the 6th. It's only a 9-pitch inning.
Finally.
Gleyber Torres starts him with the
Deontay.
4 here. Really nice
There
pitch
is
down and
strike
away.
He's a good dog.
Cutter off that. Don't mind that. First righty cutter we've seen. Just starts at a hair outside that tunnel, so gets the take. Now he's going to bring the
That's
sinker back.
surprising in that household.
Fits right in.
Overcooks it just a bit. Got a little bit ahead of the hand. It's also, man, it's hard to control a pitch with this much drop. -3? Are you kidding me?
Easy. That's surprising in that household.
Ugh.
Fits right in.
Even his balls are ridiculous.
Been
So
known to
2-1. 2-1. Now he's
What's the
going
name
to
of the rabbit.
cycle back to the 4.
2-1.
Glaber's
fouled
under
away
that.
right
Fouls
side.
it off. He's in the driver's seat now. 2-2.
You don't have
Here
him
comes the
anymore.
banger.
2-2 is outside.
Yeah, it's almost
Whoa,
too nasty to
3-2.
keep it anywhere near the hitting zone. I mean, it actually comes out probably towards the outside corner, but it breaks so fast, so hard, that Gleyber takes it.
2-2 is
Notice he didn't
outside
even
of
try to
the
do a leg
range.
kick thing the rest of the game that he tried early in the game. And then the last pitch of the night is going to be a sweeper. This is what he needs when he needs to throw a strike. No, last
Is
pitch was
ready.
that bat. Front door
Strike three,
sweeper
just
locks up
banked in.
Gleyber. He hadn't seen
Hard
anything
drive
in on him
breaking.
yet, so that's why that worked. He wasn't expecting something to pop towards him. And Smelia, and then the last two outs. Kerry Carpenter.
But
They
he's
had
got
Rayleigh ready,
such
but
good.
He was able to get through 3.
On his pitches. If you start getting
Cutter
outside
up
the
in,
zone with him,
tips the bat.
big
He
trouble.
thinks it's catcher's interference. It isn't. They double up on Cutter again. Ooh, really dangerous pitch, but Carpenter's under it. Pops it up. Swaggy V's there. 2 outs, and then he's going to get a first pitch out on Riley Green to end his outing. First pitch curveball. Perfect spot down and away for the rollover.
Alonso.
And another really impressive outing. Maybe even more impressive in that it started off as a struggle, but he was able to adjust as the game went on.
There's a roller to first.
This whole second time, third time through the order penalty, I really don't think necessarily applies to this dude right now. Because he's already so unpredictable and has so many different ways to attack you that it's like you're facing a new pitcher each time. That's a great place to be as a starter. All right, we got a lot going on in the chat here. That was such a good good outing right there. His stuff is unique. Man, we got a lot going on here. Buehler starting for the Phillies. Last night was one of McLean's most impressive ones since he had to fight through lack of spin control early. I agree. He definitely had more big misses, more non-competitive misses than he's used to having in yesterday's game. Let's see. Let's take a look at his 4-seam, which he used a lot more than he had previously. He used it a lot to righties and to lefties. Let's see his sinkers. These are the front doors over here on the right side, and these are all the ones in on righties and away from lefties on the other side. These are the few cutters he threw. Those ones that are in the middle of the zone, those are dangerous pitches, but the ones up in are nice. Here's his, no, I don't want sliders. I want sweepers. So you can see the arm side misses and the backdoor attempts, and then all the other ones that are way across. Oh, so he's never going to get any swing on these balls that pop low. And then this pitch was maybe the pitch of the night in a way, was the changeups. These are gross. Perfect location on all of these except for the one up and away one. All below the zone or off the plate away. And then we got the curveballs. Got to get rid of this changeup. Can't seem to get rid of it, whatever. Curveballs are the blues. I think that's his best pitch by shape. Oh, god damn it. How long was that?
Like 30 seconds.
Sorry, I was so far back in the chat that I didn't see people telling me, I don't think. Yeah, we got people saying late drop on the sinker, late drop on the changeup too. The green. What?
You're welcome.
Thank you. The changeups are all below the zone or off the plate. There's all the bangers, the curveballs. Oh god. This is like, I do this at least once a stream where I don't share. Here's the sinkers. So sinkers and changeups. These are all the pitches kind of down, arm side. Let's get rid of the changeups. Doesn't want me to get rid of those changeups. So sinkers, let's contrast that with the 4 seams. You know, he raises the arm slot a hair on the 4, as you can see here, but not much, So that's good. Negligible there. All right, hold on. Let me go back to the chat. Love his mechanics. He has the short arm thing you were referencing yesterday. Yeah, I think his is a little bit more in the middle. It's nothing crazy, but yeah. Can you talk more about the leg pause? Yeah, sure. Let's go back to the tape real quick. It was in the Glaber at bat. So this is Nolan's normal leg kick. It's just typical.
500.
But then watch what he does on the second pitch. Up. And then goes into it. And the whole reason why he would try that with Glaber in particular is because Glaber's leg kick. So if you watch GT, Glaber Torres in the box, he gets the leg up. And it's hard to just hang there forever. So I used to do this. I mentioned during the video, I used to do this with like guys like Luke Voigt, Justin Turner was another one, guys who have big leg kicks and they tend to start drifting towards, you know, the hitting area, like how are you going to be able to shut that down and still create your power? So if you can get a guy with power to eliminate their leg kick, it kind of turns them into a 2-strike approach hitter from the jump. So that's kind of what happens here. See, Glaber lifts the leg, but then has to put it back down and then try to get back into his legs again. So I get what he was thinking. Now, he only tried it the one time. But those are the candidates you're looking for to do timing disruptions. You would also do this with a slide step. Like if a guy has a big leg kick and you feel like he's not really ready to hit yet, that's where you would begin your delivery and then slide step. You see a guy like Evaldi does that a lot. He has a really good one. There's a number of guys who do the slide step move. Johnny Cueto used to do a sick one because he would do the long turn, sometimes the shimmy, sometimes the regular, or then sometimes he would look like he was about to do the turn and he would just step and pitch. So I wanted to talk about that. Hopefully when we get McLean, DeGrom, and the Rangers are in town, that would be awesome. That would be awesome. Don't run into Renz. He's the man. I agree. Amazing move by Stearns. Love Nito, but improving the backup position. It's just about throwing nowadays. If you don't have anybody who can throw, you're a sitting duck for stolen bases with the rules. So throwing became more and more and more important as a skill set. And you know, it's one of those things that it doesn't seem like a big deal when they make these rule changes, but it literally takes a certain player out of the major leagues, like a Carlos Narvaez, who was like a framer, game caller, you know, left-handed bat, but he can't really throw. Takes him to the minor leagues. Takes a guy like Luis Torrens, who is like not known as a good bat or maybe game caller or didn't have that pedigree yet, but has a bazooka to the big leagues because he can hold down guys on the running games. I love it. Still recall that London game when he ended versus Phillies. That was sick with Drew Smith on the mound. But then Garrett Stubbs had a little bit of a shady slide. Kind of want to go back and revisit that. What are some of your thoughts on how the Mets have become one of the best teams shutting down the running game? Yeah, I mean, it's huge. It's huge. It's such something that should be prioritized now. They've done, I know that I talked with Hef a lot about the running game, obviously, because I was trying to fix it for myself, but also just in general. And they've had some guys, some righties that were really good at it in recent years. Taijuan Walker was incredible with a pickoff move. Severino had a good pickoff move. Tyler McGill has a good pickoff move. So we realized that the quality of the pickoff move was a very important factor, not just being quick to the plate. And then you add in having good throwing catchers. We've seen the impact on two teams this year. The Red Sox with the other Narvaez, Carlos Narvaez. Not Omar, Carlos Narvaez. And then we have, because he has a cannon, Carlos, and then Luis Torrens with the Mets. So those are big. He said he didn't have spin command. He switched to 2 seams, 4 seams, and changed it till the spin came back. Very precocious. So that's interesting. So he felt that he was losing command with a certain pitch, and he didn't want to know how to necessarily fix it really, really fast. So then he went to something else. Well, it's nice to have something good. That's something else. This is why a diverse repertoire is good. Imagine if you're a 2-pitch pitcher and you don't have it working. You're kind of backed up. When it comes to a sequence like this, is it particularly hard to locate, execute on that last different pitch if you've been hammering a different pitch spot the whole at bat? It can be. Like I think we were talking about this strikeout here. I'm thinking this Colt Keith. Let's watch it again.
Nuclear facility.
He goes everything to the arm side initially. Sweeper down. Sweeper middle, so it's pitches breaking from right to left, I should say. Then he tries to go backdoor sweeper here, misses it. So you can see the hitter's energy is going towards the third base. Then another sweeper. This one's pulled in. But again, every pitch is going right from left. Now I guess I didn't really demonstrate this well enough. And a lot of times it's more about being on one side and then switching to the other side. In this case, it's more about the opposite movements. So 4 straight pitches that are sweepers that are moving this way. So that leaves you super vulnerable for a pitch moving the other way, right? So on the 5th pitch, on the sinker, even though he misses his spot here, it's just the fact that the pitch goes the other way. So every single pitch in this at-bat's gone from right to left, and then this pitch goes completely the other way. It's just really hard to track like that. You're looking for something to pop in the other side. This pitch pops in, and then it just goes completely the other direction on you, takes off. So I don't know that it's harder to execute. I think a lot of that's just mental. Like, you can do whatever you believe you can do out there.
What is that? No.
Never fall into the trap as a pitcher of thinking that there's certain pitches that you just can't execute. You can't execute them yet. You'll come up with a cue that'll help you get there. Terren's framing skills are solid. I believe he's been pretty good back there framing as well. Yeah, framing. 89th percentile. Look at that. Number 1 in caught stealings above average. Basically neutral on blocks and +6 on framing. So 89th percentile. Probably in the top 5. Probably in the top 5. Even the Tigers broadcast here was saying how nasty to see. I bet they were, because that's Jason Benetti. He's awesome. And I covered the Framber incident already. Yeah, Nestor does a lot of the sneak attack moves with the leg kick as well. Jonah Tong, we saw him do it a little bit. Obviously, the early days, but given what we've seen of McLean so far, how can the Mets send him back? They won't. They won't send him back. Zero chance he's going back. He's their best pitcher at the moment. I know it's 4 games, but you got to be you got to live in reality when you are when you're here. So, yeah, he's the best pitcher right now at the moment for the Mets. He will not go back down. I mean, ever. Can't say ever, because this game will humble you really fast. You could be on top of the world 1 minute and out of the game the next minute. So I'm never going to say that, but yeah, he's their best pitcher at the moment. Full stop. I mean, the stuff that he's featuring, plus the fact that nobody's seen him yet, his poise, you put it all together, he's the guy you want on the mound at the moment. And you know, he's answering a lot of questions too, like how are you going to get lefties out? What are going to happen when they put 7 or 8 of those guys in the lineup? Detroit today, lefty, righty, lefty, 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 righty, lefty, righty, lefty. So majority lefties. Yeah, how good are you right now? And that's the game you play from September on. Always, it's just, who can I trust? You know, if you're the manager, you have a circle of trust, and it just comes down to how big is that circle. Sometimes it gets awfully tight, which sucks, because then you're relying on a few guys to take you the whole way. But you know, everybody's trying to figure out how many guys are going to be in that circle as we head down the stretch. And McLean, I think, is he's definitely in there. He's got a nice sofa. He's laying down inside the circle right now. Okay, I want to do another 15 minutes or so, and that's it. There was so much to watch last night. I think I have some stuff in the notes. Can somebody give me some more things to look at? I think I want to watch. I think I want to watch Kershaw almost get killed, but then he made the catch, which I thought was a very cute moment with his family too. When I saw he was talking to his son over the dugout. I just love Clayton Kershaw so much, and I love that he's still going, and I'm a little jealous of it in a way, but Tommy Pham hit the shit out of this ball, and for Clayton's last batter, and he catches this thing. How hard did he hit it? 111.
Oh my goodness!
That one he caught.
Wow!
God damn, how'd you catch that, bro?
Pham says. Oh.
That ball caught him. So that sucks, but for Tommy, but dude, this ball smacked.
For most seasons in team history.
Oh my goodness!
That one he caught.
Wow!
Yeah, this ball catches Clayton. So a lot of times they teach you growing up, oh, field in a good fielding position. I was always afraid to do that. Like, I'm not quick enough to cover my nuts and my face and my arms and everything. Like, I have one hand to work with, so I used to turn and get my glove up here and protect my face, and then the rest of my body, if you want to hit it, you hit it. I mean, I've been hit in the chest with balls. Prince Fielder lined one off my butt one time. But Clayton, let's see how he finishes. Kind of the same way. He goes into the turn mode too, and then you have the hand to work with. Now this ball's hit 111, and it's coming right for the old cabeza, and he just kind of gets out of the way, and then the glove's there. But holy shit, this ball was hit hard.
For most seasons in team history.
Oh my goodness!
That one he caught.
Oh, it's bruh now, not bro.
Same one.
Sorry,
How did you
but
catch that, Pham said?
all right, let's watch it from the third base side. Yee! Oh my God. So he doesn't even notice it until right about there. And then it's just in the glove. Freddie's like, I don't know what just happened. Let's watch it again full speed. Yeesh. And then from first base with this grainy film. He definitely saw his life flash before his eyes. So I wanted to watch that. And then we got to watch the Ohtani home run. I mean, geez Louise, off Bubba Chandler. Should we watch a little Bubba Chandler while we're here? I think we should, actually. We'll just watch Bubba Chandler. That will also let us cover the homer. 63 pitches, so we'll speed watch it, except for the home run off Ohtani. People had been asking me in the comments about Bubba Chandler. So I watched him his first outing. I mean, look, he throws really hard. I'm curious to see how it plays. I didn't see a huge, diverse, grouping of off-speed pitches that I was super impressed with, but the fastball's real, 98.4. Anyway, here's the Ohtani at-bat, so let's watch the whole at-bat. So he tries the slider. Pulls it ball one. Now he's coming changeup. I thought changeup had the chance to be his second best pitch when I first watched him. Changeup down. So 2-0. Don't want to be here. Says, okay, here's my 99. And gets it up and beats him. So now Shohei's seen it, though. This is why you get 3 strikes, because you get a chance to see this. So that played really good up in the zone. Oh, he's interesting. He's going to go changeup again. Off the plate away. So now he's kind of pigeonholed into throwing a fastball here. He goes slider ball, changeup ball, and changeup ball. Only strike was a fastball. So you bet your ass Shohei's on the fastball. And I think what happens is he misses, he pulls it down. Oh God, 120. This is going to be loud.
Behind 3-1.
Line drive,
Diablo.
bullet, out of here. 99 miles an hour.
They didn't even see what happened. It happened so fast. 120 at 23. So he probably, I think Bubba Chandler just saw the 120 on the scoreboard here. Look at the face. He just saw it for sure. That's what you're looking at. You're looking at the exit velo, because you just don't see 120 mile an hour home runs ever.
Line drive, bullet.
And the pitch was 99, so. But the mistake was the pulled 4-seam down in. So that was the mistake in a count where he knew he was getting a fastball. Let's watch Shohei from the side. God, so sick. Wonder how loud that was for Henry Davis back there. So yeah, on the Shohei load, you know, the hands start forward, but as he cocks the front knee, he pulls the hands back and then he unwinds. And goes from high to low on the finish. Wham! All right, so that was sick. Back to Bubba. All right, Mookie gets a hit on a slider.
My goodness.
Just a little slider in. Freddie, he gets out on a changeup. So let's see how he gets his outs in this game. All right, got Freddie reaching for a changeup, so that was nice. That had good effect on a really good hitter. And then Will Smith's going to get a hit on a 100-mile-an-hour fastball. 1-2 count. Kind of throws it down the middle, so it doesn't execute on the 2 strikes there. And then Teoscar also gets a hit here on a 100-mile-an-hour fastball. 2-2 count. Kind of throws it down the middle. Only 16.6 on the vert there. And then he gets Conforto on a slider. Let's see the location on the slider.
And finally,
accidental happiness on the high slider there. So not a great inning there. And then he gets clipped for a homer here on a fastball to Pages. He's scoopy, so it's probably going to be middle down. Yep. Bottom of the zone. Pages smashes that. 108 to the deepest part of the park. Home run on a fastball down. Freeland gets him out on a changeup, so this is going to be the second out we've gotten out on a changeup. When he gets his changeup down and away to the arm side, very effective pitch it looks like, because guys definitely have to get ready for the fastball. Miggy Rowe, first pitch out on a fastball. Kind of jams him a little bit. And Shohei Gonna get him out on a 100-mile-an-hour fastball on a 1-1. Actually, the same pitch he gave up the homer on.
Stabbed by Triola. What a pretty
But
play
Shohei
that
hits it in the
was.
ground, and a pretty good play at short. Mookie gets another hit on a slider, so 2 hits to Mookie on sliders.
Starting lineup, including Al Oliver.
Another one that he kind of leaves arm side. And then he gets Freeman out for the second time. This time on a fastball.
Might be a little bright out there.
Could be 2.
Fastball away. Double play.
It is.
Will Smith
Love it.
on a fastball.
The center
Right
field
on it.
coming on Canario.
102 to center. I don't know, guys. I don't think the fastball's playing the way that a lot of people probably expected it to.
Identical to that one that he almost.
That's a good slider. That's the best slider I've ever seen him throw. Had a nice little break. It's not a big breaker, but 89, pretty good velocity. Puts it right on the corner for the strikeout. And then you're going to get a fly out of Conforto on a changeup.
Canario on his horse.
Good pitch. Pretty good swing, but gets him a little bit off the barrel. 92-4 fly out. And then Pages is going to reach on an error. Another 100 miles. So he's holding his velo very well.
2-2.
So that's impressive.
Grounded.
Fastball up in.
Dropped by Devaney.
That's boxed by the third baseman. And then he's going to get his last out on a fastball to Freeland. Fastball away. So, okay, so in this game, it's pretty clear to me that he's gotten almost all of his outs to lefties on the outside corner. Whether they're changeups or fastballs, when he gets them into reach mode, those 2 pitches seem to play well. The slider wasn't very effective in this outing. He did throw one really good one to Teoscar and an accidental one that struck out somebody up top, I think Conforto. The fastball, the velocity definitely held well. But I don't think the fastball is playing anything special. If I'm being honest right now, I'm not. I think this guy's pretty far away from a finished product at the moment. He's a 3-pitch pitcher at the moment. 4-seam slider and change. I think the changeup has a chance to be his best pitch off of his fastball. 4-seam, definitely an above average 4-seam based on velocity and shape. We can see he averages 2 inches more rise than the typical righty and about ½ inch more tail. So that's good. The slider is looking like it's basically a little bit below average break on the slider. That's a little bit of a concern to me stuff-wise. Changeup, it's a little risey, but again, I think that's okay off of a really lifty 4-seam. I'd like to see him have something 2 speeds down. I think the evolution of Bubba Chandler we're going to see is maybe adopting 2 different fastballs, maybe adopting a 2 speeds down curveball, maybe fixing his slider, turning it into more of a bigger breaking pitch. Also, it seems to me like they're doing a lot of setting up down the middle. So this is kind of a Tampa Bay Rays style. Let's see where Henry is. A lot of these pitches, even on 0-1, yeah, middle. So a lot of setups, middle tells me that. Just gonna pick another random at bat. This is versus Conforto. So he goes a little bit to the edge there.
To throw that ball in the heart of the plate. He may have been trying to throw it inside.
He's just kind of Tampa Bay raising it right now. He's just thinking that his stuff is better than these big league hitters, and he's just going to fire it in there. And I'm not seeing great level of command. And honestly, the fastball seems like it plays at the top, and it really doesn't play anywhere as well as some other guys that have come up recently as heaters, even middle. Like, this isn't close to Mizorowski's fastball. This isn't close to Chase Burns' fastball in my mind. It's just his strategy right now. He's probably going to be mostly a north-south pitcher at this point. He doesn't have a ton of in and out, and I think, honestly, they're just trying to get him in the zone a lot and get him to good counts, and that's why they're going with that middle approach. But it's interesting to watch. Let me see if there's any more metrics here that I can really key in on. Because you can see the fastball heat map. It's only a couple games, but he's kind of all over the place with the heater. When he gets it up, that is the prime location that he wants to get to. See the slider. When he gets it to where that dark red is, that's good, but you can see a lot of sloppiness on that as well. Inconsistency. Same with the changeup. A lot of up arm side misses. Actually, that's his normal changeup. He did get outs on those pitches to lefties, but there's a whole bottom of the zone there that he could be doing a better job getting to the changeup. So early returns, I'm seeing definitely a little bit of a command issue here. Not crazy bad, but it's also masked a little bit by them just trying to throw everything down the middle. Ex-Woba on the fastball so far, 551. That's not ideal. Only 22.9% whiff rate, considering that's the pitch that he's touting coming up to the big leagues. You know, it's not 20 inches, and it doesn't have any type of arm slot advantage like a guy like Peyton Tolley that we watched from the Red Sox in a video. So it's a very different fastball. I would grade Tolley's much better. I'm curious what Fangraphs... let's see what Fangraphs says here in the early returns. Again, this is all very early, but... So interesting. They love it. They love his stuff. They say he's got 123 stuff plus fastball. That's elite. And then they say he's got a good slider and a good changeup. So they have him as triple stuff plus. They also have him as a 94 location plus, which is way below average. So that bears watching. I'm wondering why his fastball grades so well. It's very interesting to me because I'm not seeing it currently yet. 12 innings pitched, 9 strikeouts. Hasn't really been walking guys yet. 1 walk, but it's more command within the zone. I think that's why the middle setup is there, so he can achieve only 1 walk. And I know that it's the Dodgers, but still. 2025 scouting report gives him a 70 grade fastball, 60 grade slider, 55 grade changeup, and actually a 50 grade control. So they're saying he's a complete pitcher with a real idea of how to use all pitches effectively. That has not been the case since he's got to the big leagues. They've been setting up middle. He's been throwing fastball and changeup with minimal idea of how to move it in and out, and just trying to outstuff guys, in my opinion. So we'll see. We'll see how he keeps evolving. I didn't get to watch that second game, so I've seen the first one and the second one. So we'll keep watching Bubba, and we'll learn a little bit more as we go. All right, what do we got here in the chat? I like Ashcraft a lot, too. Pirates rotation next year with Skeens, Bubba, Jones, Ashcraft looking scary. Yeah, Jones was nasty. Jones, people were saying, was like similar to a Strider effect. Some of the guys that faced Jones last year with the Mets said that he had the best fastball slider combo they had seen in a long time. So let's not forget about Jared Jones. Ashcraft's a pretty good prospect as well. Skeens is just so good, so above all these dudes. It's crazy. What other starters coming up are in your must-watch breakdown list outside the Mets kids? Well, Sprout, he's a Met, so when he gets called up, that'll be interesting. I don't know. I don't really know who the big pitchers are, but when they come up, I'll be watching them. Andrew Painter would be one I'd be excited for with the Phillies. Heard a lot of buzz about him. Gotta be frustrating being a Pirates fan. Such great pitching, can't get a sniff. I mean, they have the only team in the league where every hitter is below league average at hitting and weighted runs created plus or OPS plus. That's crazy. Ashcraft versus Ohtani today should be a good one. Adam, my cat, was a huge fan of your slider. That's funny. I like that. All right, let's wrap it up. Let's do probables for tonight. I could have watched 10 more things today, but that's we've been cooking for an hour and a half. All right. Yuri Perez, Mitchell Parker, Marlins, Nats, Mets, Clay Holmes, Casey Mize. 1 o'clock game today. All right. So that's coming up soon. See if the Mets can get another win in Detroit. Rangers, Diamondbacks, Leiter, Gallen. Gallen threw well versus Dodgers last outing. Rangers, they're back in this thing. Cade Povich and Nestor Cortez, Baltimore at San Diego. Shohei back on the mound tonight versus Ashcraft, as was mentioned in the chat recently by Richard. So that is true. We will check in on Shohei. He did pitch finally 5 innings his last start. Shane Bieber, 3rd start. He's looked awesome through the first 2. He did lose his last game, but he's going up against the Reds. Actually in Great American on that flat mound. Let's see how that affects his mix. And Zach Littell, Joey Cantillo, and they're going to start Bernardino. He actually finished the game last night, and he's going to start today. So that's a Ryan Stanek trick from the Rays days. Finish a game, become the opener the next day. George Kirby at Adrian Hauser and the Rays. Both of these guys are really good. Angels, Royals, Dana, who I've never seen. Cade and Dana. Looks like an angel. Surfer dude hair. Ryan Bergert. Trying to keep the Royals in this thing. Bryce Elder, Cade Horton from Wrigley. Yoendrys Gomez and Zebby Matthews. Aaron Nola and Jose Quintana, Phillies at Brewers. So we got to keep tabs on Nola. He's a big factor coming down the stretch for the Phillies' chances in the playoffs. They need him. Springs and Liberatore, A's and Cardinals. And then we got Will Warren, Jason Alexander, Yankees and Houston. Yankees looking to win that series right here and now. They've been rolling lately. Giants and Rockies. Giants looking to stay with it. Robbie Ray, Herman Marquez from Coors. And that's all the games for today. So let's get into the chat before we finish out. Flat mounted Great American Ballpark. Yeah, I don't have proof of this, but every pitcher in the league will tell you that that mound feels flat, like it doesn't have any steepness to it, and it feels like you're throwing a bit uphill. And it just feels like your pitches play a little different, like your lead leg lands a little sooner than you're expecting it to due to lack of slopage. All the mounds are supposed to be standard, but I can tell you that that one was 100% more flat when I pitched on it the last few years, and as opposed to Oakland, before they got rid of Oakland, moved to Sacramento, theirs was more steep. So those are two things that could really throw you off in those two ballparks. But yeah, Cincinnati, super flat. For me, it made my fastball play out better in the zone, but it's a little bit of a weird place to be if you're trying to like create a downward angle. All right. Did I have a ballpark that maybe wasn't a home park, but for whatever reason, like throwing at it? Absolutely. Miami, love pitching there. Always felt really comfortable there. Felt great in San Diego as well, even though, I think I give up some runs there. Same in LA. Felt great there. Obviously, those teams were great, so I got beat there a few times. Those are two that really stand out. And Wrigley. I love Wrigley. That's where I made my debut. Got my first save, first playoff game. A lot of stuff happened at Wrigley. It always felt pretty close to me, to the catcher, which is the feeling you want to have, a perception that the catcher is very close to you. All right, so I think we've covered it all today. Thanks for hanging out. We had a huge viewing today. Oh, we're gonna now that we're getting over into 4,000 viewing hours, and I get some more creator tools. We're gonna get a store going up there. This is one of the first items you're gonna have are these baseball and coffee lighters. Got the green one here. Baseball and coffee, and then we got the blue one here with the coffee cup. With the navy blue. I love me some Bic lighters. Obviously, you guys have seen me wearing these hats before. We're going to have these up there as well. The beanies, there's blue. There's going to be a bunch of colors. Baseball coffee. So that'll be all up there if you guys have any interest in repping what we're doing around here. But I really appreciate everybody hanging out. And we'll see you same time tomorrow, 10 a.m. back on the stream. This was awesome today. I can see 532 views, which is by far the best ever. Before I logged off. So I really appreciate everybody. Thanks, like, subscribe, keep watching the videos. I made a PCA video, might put that up later, watching him play defense. I get a little long-winded with the metrics before we actually watch them, so bear with me. But the total video is 22 minutes. So if guys want to skip ahead to the plays, that's all good. But thanks so much. This is awesome. I'm really getting excited. This is everything that I wanted it to be and more, and we're just going to get better and better. So stick with me here on Baseball and Coffee. All right? See you tomorrow.